What is up, everybody? We're going to be painting this winter camo theme on a couple of these brawlers here. And, I at first, I actually didn't like this paint scheme, but I looked at it the next day after I painted it, and I decided I love it. I think it's a lot going on there. You can definitely tell it's a lot going on, but in the end, I really like it. We're going to start with this brawler holding the Needler, probably one of the cooler models. Spray it in Wraithbone. On the base there, you can see that I'm using this snow texture by Vallejo. I can put in the link in the description. And this is going to be used for like the deserty type of base. Don't ask me why I'm putting a desert base on a winter camo, model, but it looks better than you think. The cool thing is you can actually start with just the paint set that comes with the Master Chief. I'll link in the description as well. And we're going to mix the blue and white to make this very light blue color. And we're just going to want to put that everywhere on the model. Don't be shy. Don't just cake it on there, but like try to, get it into all the grooves. It's much easier to do it this way than to fill in the black exosuit underneath afterwards, after like picking out the specific armor with the blue. It's a lot easier this way to just paint the black exosuit over this blue that's covering the whole model here. But yeah, then we are going to take just a little bit of blue. Honestly, you can see here that when I'm mixing this white and blue that you don't need a lot, because I barely tap that blue in there and it turns that white into a very light blue, and that's not light enough. We want it almost white. We're going to start the camo portion. I add some white there to lighten it up, but I actually end up going lighter than this in the end. But it does help to, have it as light as possible. And you can see where basically I chose to make like tiger stripes. So you can see on the back there and on this belt, I'm just making these stripes. In some areas, like right here, I'm just going to make kind of a triangle to simulate more of a tiger stripe pattern for this camo. That's the way that I preferred it. You can use blotches if you want, or just like ovals or like L-shaped rounded, spots, or just dots too. I went with more of the tigery kind of stripe themed, but you're just going to cover the whole model in this white. And this is kind of what it's going to end up looking. You want to fill 1/3 of the model with that white. Here, I decide to paint the exosuit underneath the armor because me personally, I like to see more of a finished product as I'm working rather than it all coming together at the end. Putting this black here will help my brain separate the armor from the exosuit and what parts actually need to be painted with those stripes. But yeah, don't forget all the little crevices as well. Once we are finished with that, we're going to take that Banish Black again, and we're going to mix it with the blue that comes with the Blue Team blue that comes with the paint set. And we're just going for a really dark blue here. You don't need a lot of black. Just use a little bit of black, and it'll make this really dark blue. That's going to be the other darker tiger stripes for the camouflage on this one. Once again, you want to make sure that you're covering 1/3 of the entire model in this color. I usually like to connect it to the white. Sometimes if I'm doing like a half triangle stripe looking thing, I will put it in the middle of like the blue to simulate that stripe. But yeah, you just want to hit all of the edges on this white, but you want to make it thick enough to, like I said, cover 1/3 of the model. And this is about how much coverage you want in the end. Still a little bit too much blue, but it looks pretty good still. Next, we're going to hit some details with the visor color, UNSC visor color gold. We're going to hit those kneecaps with the gold. Then we're going to hit the details on the shoulder pieces here. This really helps add some detail to the camo and makes it blend in a little bit less. I know that's kind of, counterintuitive with camo, but we want it to blend in a little bit less. And don't forget to color the visor gold as well. I mean, it was named after the visor, so you gotta color it gold. Then you're gonna want to take out your lead belcher or your dark silver of choice, basically, and color these detail pieces like the knife here on the sides of the legs. Then we're gonna hit the bullets on the chest as well with this lead belcher. Now you could use just the Banished Black or the gray that comes with the paint set, but I had some lead belcher, so I wanted to use it. But yeah, this is technically the first paint that we're using that's not part of the paint set. But yeah, I just used the gray for it. Then you're going to want to take the flood, which is kind of a wash, a dark black wash. It looks a lot darker than it actually is. It goes on pretty thin, but you still want to water it down a little bit. Like I said, you can see how dark it is here, but it actually goes on a lot thinner than you think. I ended up switching brushes to get a little bit more coverage, but you can see here, just put it everywhere. This is pretty important because of everything that's going on the armor. We want to get into those recesses to really kind of show some detail in the armor that's not just being covered by that camo there. And we're going to clean up this base here because we have so much paint on there, so just take that white that you have in the paint set and just cover the base in that white again to fix it. This is unfortunately the last of using the paints in the paint set, unless you want to mix colors to create this purple and I guess silver. I don't know how you do that, but we're going to be painting the weapon now, the Needler, and I use these two colors, mix them together. You can see here it's a little out of focus, but it's already making that really nice Needler purple that you want. And we're just going to put that on all the main body parts of the Needler. You can see it's going on really smooth, still has that really nice kind of shine to it from the silver paint that's giving us that classic Needler look. Then we're going to take lead belcher or your silver of choice and just get all the details that are not the purple parts and fill everything in. I thought about using black, but man, I'm so glad I used that silver. It looks much better. And that Needler just looks so good. Take some Wicked Pink and put a little dab on each one of these needles here. The needles don't really look like needles. They kind of look more like spikes. But you're going to take a little bit lighter pink, which you could use with the red in the paint set to, you know, accent these needles here. Then we're going to take the white and just edge highlight everything on the model that has a really nice edge to make it pop. And this is so worth doing. It looks so much better once it's all done. Almost makes them kind of look snowy or a little bit frozen as well. Then put some skeleton horde on the base, add some tufts, and paint that rim black, and you're all good. I think this ended up better than I thought. I asked my friend what color he wanted his Spartan to be, and he just said blue. And I said, I can't just do blue. That's not interesting enough, so that's why I came up with the idea of the gold and the Arctic camo. These are all three of them with the shotguns, the bulldogs on there, and I cannot wait to get these on the table. They just look so good. And that's what I'm going to do with all of my units. Basically, each unit is going to have its own specific color. So all the brawlers, no matter what weapon they have, are going to have this Arctic, camo themed. All of my Zvezdas are going to be a certain color. All of my Deadeye are going to be a certain color, no matter what weapons they have. And I think it's just easier to keep track of them on the table. But thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and see you next time.